Somewhere between a heartbeat and a horizon, there is a machine that answers only to desire. Listen closely. You can already hear it coming. This is the Aurelian GT. Not built, sculpted. Every curve begins with a question. How fast can beauty move? And ends with an answer written in carbon fiber and light. Look closer. The silhouette is carved by wind itself, refined across 10,000 hours in the tunnel. Each vent breathes. Each line pulls the eye forward the way the road pulls the soul. Beneath the hood, a hand-assembled twin-turbo V8, 800 horsepower of restrained violence. It does not start. It awakens, low, deliberate, and utterly alive. 0 to 100 in 2.6 seconds. A top speed north of 330 kilometers per hour. Numbers, yes, but numbers are only the beginning of the story. Step inside. Nappa leather, hand-stitched over 72 hours by a single craftsman. Milled aluminum, smoked walnut. Every surface earned its place. Every seam remembers a human hand. The cockpit wraps around you like intention made visible. A curved display floats before the driver. Ambient light breathes with the engine. The Aurelian doesn't just respond to you, it anticipates you. Then, the open road. Dawn spilling over empty asphalt. The steering weight settles. The exhaust hums a private frequency. And suddenly, the world outside the glass becomes a film you are directing. On the track, the Aurelian reveals its second language. Active aerodynamics deploy. Torque vectors redistribute in milliseconds. Corners tighten, aprons exit, breathe, until the horizon bends. For 6 decades, our name has been carried by drivers who refused to arrive quietly. From the mountain circuits of Europe to the salt flats of the imagination, every model, a promise. Every promise, kept. Because the truth is simple. You do not buy a car like this. You commission a feeling. The one you had as a child, staring at taillights disappearing into the dark, whispering, "One day, that's going to be me." Every Aurelian GT begins as a conversation. 240 paint hues, 18 leathers, woods and metals sourced from 4 continents. You are not choosing options. You are dictating an heirloom. Beneath the beauty lives an intelligence. Predictive suspension reads the road 100 meters ahead. Adaptive brakes learn your rhythm. The car becomes, over time, a mirror of the driver who commands it. Listen, that sound was not designed by algorithms alone. Our acousticians tuned every exhaust note by ear in a chamber older than the company itself. The Aurelian doesn't just move you, it sings to you. Only 250 will ever exist, numbered, named, never repeated. When the last one leaves the atelier, this chapter closes forever. Some machines are built, this one is remembered. Delivery is not a transaction, it is a ceremony. You are flown to the atelier, you watch the final polish. The keys are placed in your hand by the master who built her. And then, she is yours. Somewhere out there, a garage waits. An empty parking space that has been holding its breath for years. Tonight, it exhales. Tonight, something extraordinary rolls in. The first drive is always at night. That is tradition. Streetlights bending across the hood. The city holding its breath. And somewhere around the 3rd mile, you stop being the driver. You become part of the machine. One day, you will hand these keys to someone you love, and they will feel exactly what you felt tonight. That is not depreciation, that is legacy. That is the quiet mathematics of a machine built to outlast us. One day is today. The Aurelian GT. drive what refuses to be forgotten. It has been called the greatest sporting event on Earth. But what's coming in 2026 will dwarf every edition that came before it. Bigger, bolder, broader. 3 nations, 16 cities, 48 teams, and 1 billion beating hearts. This is the FIFA World Cup 2026, and it will change football forever. Mark the dates. From June 11th to July 19th, 2026, the world's attention will lock onto North America. For 39 breathtaking days, stadiums will thunder, streets will spill over with color, and time zones will bend to the rhythm of the beautiful game. One summer, one trophy, one planet, watching as one. For the first time in history, 3 nations will share the honor of hosting. The United States, Canada, and Mexico stand united to welcome the world. Mexico returns as a veteran host, having lifted the curtain in 1970 and 1986. The United States revives the magic of 1994, and Canada, at long last, joins the World Cup family as a host nation for the very first time. 16 host cities will pulse with the tournament's heartbeat, from the mountain skyline of Vancouver to the streets of Toronto, from the roar of Mexico City to the sun-drenched sprawl of Los Angeles, from the cathedral of New York and New Jersey to the neon of Miami, and every city in between. A continent transformed into one enormous stage. And the field of dreams has grown. For the first time ever, 48 nations will contest the World Cup, up from 32. It is the boldest expansion in the tournament's storied history. New flags, new anthems, new stories, and for many countries, a first taste of football's greatest stage. The format itself has been reborn. 12 groups of 4 teams. The top 2 from each group advance, joined by the 8 best third-placed sides. What follows is a thrilling knockout gauntlet that stretches across the continent. 104 matches in all, making this the longest, largest World Cup ever staged. The venues are legendary. Estadio Azteca, the cathedral of Mexican football, will host the opening match, becoming the first stadium in history to stage 3 World Cups. SoFi Stadium in Los Angeles and AT&T Stadium in Dallas will roar with knockout drama. And on July 19th, 2026, under the lights of MetLife Stadium in New Jersey, one nation will lift the Golden Trophy. And oh, the storylines. Lionel Messi, the immortal maestro, may take his final bow on the greatest stage. Kylian Mbappe stands ready to claim his era. Erling Haaland chases his very first World Cup. Nations that have never qualified before will march out to hear their anthems played to the world. And across North America, a new generation will fall in love with the beautiful game. The stakes could not be higher. A single golden trophy, billions watching from every corner of the earth, rivalries forged in fire, dreams made and broken in 90 minutes. For one shining summer, borders will blur, languages will merge, and football will do what only football can: unite the world. The countdown is on. The stadiums are rising. The songs are being written. The heroes are preparing. In the summer of 2026, history will be made across 3 nations and 1 continent. The World Cup is coming home to North America. We'll see you there. So who's going? The 3 host nations, the United States, Canada, and Mexico, are locked in automatically. Powerhouses like Argentina, Brazil, France, Spain, England, and Germany will battle through their qualifying campaigns. And with 48 slots up for grabs, expect debut nations from Africa, Asia, and Oceania to steal the spotlight. Once the final draw is made, 12 groups of 4 will set the stage for every rivalry, every upset, and every unforgettable moment. The road to 2026 has already begun.
The barn door opened the way old doors do, slowly, reluctantly, as if it had been guarding something for a very long time.
Inside, dust hung in the air like weather. Light fell through the cracks in the wood in narrow, patient blades, and beneath a canvas tarp, gone soft with age, there was a shape. Familiar. Sleeping. He pulled the cloth back, just an inch at first, then further. And there she was, a car, forgotten by time, waiting to be remembered. Every old car is a kind of ghost, not haunted exactly, just full of the people who once sat inside her. A father, maybe, at the wheel on a summer evening. A mother, one hand on the dash. Children in the back, arguing over the window. A dog, a thermos, a song on the radio. She had carried them all. And then, one ordinary day that no one thought was the last, she had carried them for the final time. The keys were set down, the tarp was drawn, and the decades began. Restoration begins, always, with taking things apart. It looks, at first, like destruction. It is not. Every bolt is loosened by hand, every panel lifted away. Every small part, the clips, the springs, the nameless bits of brass, is labeled and laid in careful rows on a long wooden bench. By the end of the first week, the car is no longer a car. She is a map of herself. 1,000 pieces, waiting. Then comes the slow work, the work that has no shortcuts. A dented fender, coaxed back into shape by a hammer that has known 40 years of hands. Paint sanded down to bare metal. The engine, opened like a watch, cleaned and reassembled piece by piece. Upholstery restitched, one seam at a time. Chrome polished until it remembers how to shine. This is patience as devotion, a quiet argument against forgetting. And then, one morning, there is nothing left to do but try. The key slides in. His hand pauses. The workshop, for a moment, is completely still. He turns it. A cough. A silence. Another cough. And then, from somewhere deep inside her, an engine remembers what an engine is. She roars. Alive again. The road, when she meets it, seems almost surprised, as if it, too, had been waiting. She moves the way old cars move. Heavy, honest, unhurried. Chrome catching the sun, tires humming a low, familiar song. In the mirror, the barn grows small behind her. We tell ourselves we are restoring machines, metal, rubber, glass. But that is not quite the truth. To restore an old car is to restore a Sunday drive, a father's hands, a voice in the passenger seat that we haven't heard in years. It is to restore memory itself. These objects outlive us. That is their strange and quiet gift. And somewhere, in a barn we haven't found yet, another one is waiting, beneath a tarp, in the dust, for the door to open again. Years pass, the way years do, quietly and all at once. The workshop grows a little dustier. The hands that once worked the hammer grow slower, then still. And the car he brought back to life sits under a fresh tarp now, in a new barn, waiting the way old cars have always waited. On a bright morning in a season he would have loved, a girl of 17 walks up to a barn door she has not opened before. Her grandfather's barn, her grandfather's key, warm in her palm. She stands there for a long moment, listening to nothing in particular. Then she pushes. The door opens the way old doors do, slowly, reluctantly. And inside, the light falls in the same narrow, patient blades, as if it had been practicing all these years for her. She pulls the tarp back, just an inch at first, then further. And there it is. Not the car he restored, but another, older, rougher. A project he never got to. A shape beneath the dust, familiar in a way she cannot quite explain, though no one ever sat her down and taught her how to love it. That is the secret of these machines. No one is taught. It arrives instead like weather, in the smell of oil on a father's shirt, in a photograph of a grandfather leaning into an engine bay, laughing, in a Sunday drive you were too young to remember, and somehow remember anyway. She runs her hand along the fender. She finds in the glove box a note in his handwriting, 3 words and a wrench size. She smiles. And somewhere in the quiet of the barn, the work begins again. The door has opened, the tarp is drawn back, and the long, loving argument against forgetting carries on. In younger hands now, but the same hands really. The same hands all along. The first days are the hardest. She stands in the barn with a wrench in her hand and a book open on the fender, and the car, patient, enormous, unimpressed, waits for her to begin. She does not know at first what she is doing. A bolt turns the wrong way, a gasket tears, a knuckle finds an edge it did not see and blooms red across the back of her hand. She swears, softly, the way he used to. She calls the old men, her grandfather's friends, scattered now across small towns and quiet afternoons. They answer on the second ring. They remember her name. They tell her, kindly, slowly, which way is tight and which way is loose, and how to listen for the sound a good engine makes when it is nearly ready to forgive you. She watches videos late into the night. She learns the names of things: timing chain, feeler gauge, torque in foot-pounds measured out like a prayer. The barn light stays on long after the house has gone dark. And slowly, the way all real things happen, the car begins to yield. A bolt turns clean. A panel settles into place. Her hands, which had been guessing, begin to know. One afternoon, reaching deep beneath the passenger seat for a fallen socket, her fingers close on something else. A photograph, curled at the edges. A young man she almost recognizes, standing beside this same car when it was new. And beside him, a woman she has never seen, laughing, one hand raised against the sun. On the back, in his handwriting, a date, a place, and a name that is not her grandmother's. A small, folded ticket stub. A life, or a piece of one, she was never told. She sits a long time in the driver's seat holding it. Not hurt, not angry, only quieter than before. The people we love are longer than we know. They begin before us and continue past us and carry rooms inside them we are never given the key to. She puts the photograph in the glove box beside the note. 2 small papers, 2 small pieces of a man. And she goes back to work. Because this, she is beginning to understand, is what restoration really is. Not the metal, not the chrome. The slow, surprised discovery that in mending an old and loved thing, you are, quietly, becoming someone new. I'm standing here in the pre-dawn quiet of an empty airfield, and in front of me, under a single spotlight, is a car that shouldn't exist yet. This is the Aura GT, and I think it might just be the most important electric car of the decade. From this angle, it barely looks real. It's low, it's wide, and that matte black paint doesn't reflect the light so much as swallow it. No badges shouting for attention, no chrome, just silence and shape. Let's start at the front. That full-width LED light bar isn't a gimmick, it's the car's signature. A single, uninterrupted ribbon of light that pulses softly when you approach, like the car is quietly waking up to greet you. Run your eye down the side, and the silhouette does something clever. It's a Grand Tourer profile. Long hood, fastback roofline,
but stretched over an EV skateboard platform. The proportions feel exotic, almost concept car unreal. The door handles? Gone. Or rather, hidden. Walk up with the key, and the flush panels glide out to meet your hand. It's theater, and I'm completely here for it. These wheels are 22 inches, forged, with active aero blades that close at speed to slice drag. The whole underbody is sealed flat. Ora claims a drag coefficient of 0.19. That is genuinely astonishing. And the rear. Another full-width light bar, a subtle ducktail spoiler that rises above 80 miles an hour, and quad diffuser fins that would look at home on a hypercar. This thing means business from every angle. Now, let's get inside. And this is where the Ora GT stops being a car and starts being a statement. There are no buttons. None. No knobs, no switches, no cluttered center stack. Just a single, floating, widescreen display that seems to hover in midair above a canyon of hand-stitched Napa leather and brushed recycled aluminum. Above me, the panoramic glass roof stretches from the windshield all the way to the rear headrests. It's electrochromic. Tap once, and it fades from crystal clear to deep smoked glass in about 2 seconds. Magic. The seats are quilted, ventilated, heated, massaging, and somehow still look minimalist. The materials in here, the wool blend carpets, the open pore wood, the suede headliner. This is Bentley-grade craftsmanship, wearing a Scandinavian suit. Now, the numbers. Dual permanent magnet motors, a combined 1,012 horsepower. 0 to 60 in 2.1 seconds, and a range on a single charge of just over 400 miles. Let that sink in. This is a 2.5-ton luxury GT that will out-accelerate a modern Formula One car off the line, and then drive you from Los Angeles to San Francisco without stopping. Charging? 800-volt architecture means you go from 10 to 80% in 18 minutes. Long enough for a coffee, short enough that you'll resent the coffee. But the real magic is what Ora calls the AI co-pilot. It's not just adaptive cruise. It reads the road, learns your driving style, and quietly refines the suspension, the steering weight, even the regen braking to match your mood. Level 3 autonomy on the highway means, in approved corridors, you can genuinely take your hands off the wheel and your eyes off the road. Watch a film, answer an email, or just look up through that glass roof and enjoy the view. And every few weeks, an over-the-air update arrives. New features, sharper throttle maps, sometimes entirely new drive modes. This car will be quicker in a year than it is today. But specs are just specs. What matters is how it drives. So I took it out. On a mountain road at sunrise, the Ora GT does something no electric car has done to me before. It disappears. The steering is telepathic. The air suspension flattens corners, and that torque, it's not violent, it's inevitable. In the city, it shrinks around you. The all-wheel steering tightens the turning circle to something ridiculous, and the cabin is so quiet you can hear the tick of the indicator like it's a metronome. And on the highway, at a steady 70, it's a magic carpet. The Ora GT isn't just fast, it's calm. It's the first EV I've driven that feels like it was designed by people who actually love long drives. So now I'm parked at an overlook, the sun dropping behind the ridge, that matte black bodywork glowing amber in the last light of the day. Is the Ora GT perfect? No. It's expensive. It's the first model from a young brand, and the touch-only interface will absolutely frustrate some of you. But is it special? Yes. Genuinely, deeply special. This is the first electric car I've driven that doesn't feel like a compromise or a science project or a statement. It just feels like the future, quietly, confidently,
arriving early. I'm going to sit here a little longer, watch the sun go down, and pretend, just for tonight, that this car is mine. I'm your host, and this was the Aura GT.